Hey everybody, I'm Clay Waterman. I posted earlier today in the group saying that I would send a video about kicking system that I like that I haven't really seen demonstrated in this manner online anywhere or in books. It kind of combines. I know there's a ton of different diamond systems and things, and this one I like. Especially when the balls are in an awkward position where the math is hard to figure, or when they're not on a natural, mathematically easy line. There's something blocking the normal path, and it gives you a chance to kind of quantify things and fix it so that you can make your kicks. Now, initially, what I'm going to show you is how and why it works, and then I would get into using the kicks um, in a way where you just basically count the number of diamonds and figure out how much English to adjust, and then the ball sort of just takes the natural path that it needs. So, if you've ever start on here, if you've ever practiced hitting the ball and you're working on trying to hit center, a lot of people think they're hitting center ball, and it turns out they're not. Their head might be a little out of a line or something. It looks like it's center, but it's not really. Typically, you might play this same thing going from the center diamond to the center diamond here, across the spot. I'm doing it the short way, just to show you what I'm talking about. So if I hit from center diamond to center diamond, I've got a piece of chalk sitting here. I'm going to hit several shots right at that piece of chalk just to give you an idea how this works. But if I hit center to center and hit it with center English, the ball should come back and hit right there in the same spot. If I'm a little bit off, say I'm a little bit off to the right, and you don't realize it even, what you'll find is you go, oh, I'm hitting it center. Oh, wait a minute, I missed my stick. And it tells you hit off to the right. Say you're a lot off. I'm going to go ahead and hit to the left. I'm going to hit the same spot, but I'm going to hit a lot of left English now, and I'm hitting the ball way off center on the left. And oh, look at that! I almost made the two. So you can see the farther you're off center, the more the ball tends to. Let me shut that up. The more the ball tends to deviate from the center line. So if you're looking for a way to quantify that, there's a rule of thumb that for most sticks, if you hit one tip of English off center, the ball is going to deviate one diamond, and that's going across the short distance of the table. If you're going the long way, it's going to deviate two diamonds for every tip, or every half tip will deviate one diamond, depending on how you look at it. But so if, say, for instance, you want to hit a tip off center, if you're hitting center, the center of your shaft is right in center with the ball. So if you want to hit a half tip, you move the edge of your stick to where it's at the center of the ball. So if I put this piece of chalk right here at a half a diamond from the original diamond that I'm shooting, the original line I'm shooting on, now I'll play this with just a half tip, okay? And my edge of my stick is going right to the middle of the cue. It goes right to that piece of chalk. Now, if I want to go one diamond, then one diamond. Now I want to hit the one ball. So I'm going to hit one diamond, one tip of width. So there's the half. Another half a tip width is going to be one diamond. It sends me right to the one. Now, once again, I'm going to put it on the line. Two tips. Okay? Just add another tip width. Now, not every stick is going to behave the same. Some tips are wider than others, for one thing, and some shafts are stiffer some, deflect more. You had to play around a little bit with this with your own stick, but it's real easy to dial in where you have to hit to go 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, and 3 diamonds, and then use those as your benchmarks and call that 1 tip, 2 tip, 3 tip. So here's 2 tips. Going to the 2 ball. Okay? And then once again, now here's 3 tips. With 3 tips, that's considered for most people to be the miscue limit. Any more than 3 tips, you miscue. So you're right there on the edge of miscuing. But if you're careful, you can hit 3 tips and make it hit that 3 ball. Let's give it a shot. I might miscue or I might not get it quite far enough, but let's give it a try. Here's 3 tips. Okay, so there's 3 tips. Also, one thing that typically, if you want to avoid that miscue and you really know you need to hit 3 tips worth, or even maybe more, you can jack up that cue stick, hit it about 2.5. Whoop! I got a little masse in there too, so I ended up passing it. So if you try and hit it right where the diamond is, you have to actually have a little left, a little right of it. I mean, but and even then, yeah. So you can do that if you need to get extra, but for the sake of argument on this, most of the time, anywhere from half a tip to 2.5 tips works pretty well. So now, say for instance, you're just going to play a regular old kick shot. Of course, the diamond system will tell you it's a 2-to-1 ratio because of the triangle that you're making. So from 1 to here, that's straight across. This is the other end leg of that triangle, which is your angle in equals angle out. So if you just play directly to it, you should be able to kick that ball in. You hit it hard, it's going to come up short. But the cue ball isn't always going to be on that line. What if it's out here somewhere? Okay. Well, before I get to that, let's just say, okay, so I'm jumping the gun. Now, say your opponent has a ball right here, and you got to kick the 2 ball in. Now, you're on that line, but you can't hit there. So there's a couple places you could hit pretty easily. You could hit about a half a diamond here. Say you're on, okay, so, but once again, we're going to go ahead and get it on the actual correct line first. So now if I hit from this diamond to a half diamond up, which is this line straight across, it should go here. But I want 1 more diamond, so I'm going to hit 2. I'm going to hit 1 tip of English to hit the 2 ball at the half diamond location. So 1 tip of English. And I hit it, but didn't make it. Okay, we'll try 1 more time on that one. That should be 1 tip. I'm coming up short. It's drying up in here because it's cold. So 1 more try. 1 tip of English. Okay. So the other thing you can do is you can hit here. So say I'm on this line. Okay. Now I'm going to hit half diamond this way. So if I hit there, the normal line is, that's 1.5. There's a half and 1. That's going to be aiming for the 3. So I'm going to put a tip of right on it. Put a tip of right and play the 2 ball. Okay. Now, here's the new bit of information too. So now, say I want to kick that 2 ball in. Now, there are all kinds of different distances, and I'm like, what am I going to do here, you know? So say I go ahead and shoot it to half diamond here. This is not in line with half here. It's about at 8. So it's about 3. So if I hit it to half point, it's going to hit it about the 2. Well, 2 units past this diamond. So instead, now I look and I bring my stick over here to the point where I want that cue ball to be. That's all the way up here, right? So there's a diamond. There's a diamond and 2/10. This is probably another 2, so 1.4. We'll just call it 1.5, which is halfway between 1 tip of English and 2 tips of English. So I'm going to hit at the half diamond. I'm going to hit between 1.5 or between at 1.5 tips, which is between 1 and 2. So there's 2 tips. Here's 1. There's 1.5. I'm going to hit there. Ah, dang. Okay. Where was it? Right there. Okay. Try it one more time. 1.5. There's 1 tip. There's 2. There's 1.5. And you make your hit. So like I said, I'm not going to hit them all perfectly, but so now you got a bunch of balls randomly around and stuff. And you're playing 9-ball and you got to kick the 1. Wait a minute. Let's do something else here. Okay. So you got to hit the 1, okay? And you're hitting solids or whatever. You're playing the 1-ball. So now I want something. You can take this and you say, okay, so that's 1, 1.2, 1.3 maybe. Okay. So from here, that's 1.3. So I'm short of the 1-ball if I were to aim at the diamond. And I want to try and make that 1, so I want to come all the way over here. So that's 3, that's 9, that's about 6/10. So I'm hitting about a half a tip of English. Let's try it and see. Half a tip, maybe a tiny bit more, just a hair, get my edge just a hair off of there. But at least I made the hit. So anyway, that is the gist of the method. You can adjust it to what you want. Play around with it, see if you like it. Hope it helps somebody. You can also do it the long way. So I've got this 3-ball here, and so ordinarily 3 to 1.5 would be a path that would send me down here to try and make the 3-ball. Okay, but I can't do that because the 13's in the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and aim at the center location first, and let's see what happens. So if I bring that over here, well, that comes back to the 3. Okay, which means coming off here, it should be coming to the 1, right? And since that is coming to the 1 and I want 1 whole diamond, I'm going to have to put a half a tip of English on there. Now, have I got a clean shot from there? I do. So I'm going to put a half a tip of English, aim right for that center diamond, even though the clean path to the 3 is not there, but I'm going to put this half tip of English on there. And there it is. Same thing. Okay, now I got this. I want to kick at the 1-ball on the side. Okay, So this is, so for every 2 diamonds here, or like this is, okay, well, let me explain. So say I'm going to aim at the diamond again. Okay, I'm aiming at that diamond. It's coming off this 3 is where it was. Okay, now this is this was where it would come. Okay, so this is 1 diamond. This counts as 2. This counts as 3. So now I'm looking at half of 3, which is 1.5, because every 2 of these counts as 1 diamond on that rail. So I'm going to hit 1.5 tips between 1 and a 2. I'm going to aim for the center diamond. And I missed a little bit. Let me try it one more time. See if I actually stroke it. Okay, 1.5. Well, son of a gun. Gotta aim it there. Okay, one more time. 1.5. Not even gonna chalk up. Yeah, I got the hit. So that's pretty much the system. You'd be surprised how many situations you get into, and you're like, the other thing, one more thing. Okay, so like, say I am kicking to make this, whatever, to make the 14 ball, and I'm weird on it. So instead of even looking at a specific point, if I can look at this and I go, oh, I can see that angle pretty well. So there's about half. Here's the next one. This is about where I think it's going to come out. And I go, well, okay, it's right here. I want it over here. So that's about another little bit more than a half a diamond. So I'll go ahead and just aim at that place that I pictured, put my half diamond on there. And, maybe I overcorrected there. But then again, I'm going to take a lot more time if I'm playing it when it counts. So I think that's about everything. Hope you enjoyed this, and look forward to any feedback. Thank you.